Good morning, students. Let's continue with lesson number 8 of Literary Reader, A Bitterly Cold Night. Remember what we have covered till now? We know there are two characters, Halku and Munni, his wife. They are going through a very rough patch of life. Yes, they are not going through good situations. They are very poor. They have to pay money back to landlord. Yes, and Halku did that also. He paid back the money which he had saved to get a blanket for himself, because he has to guard the fields whole night, and it was a cold night that day. Yes, those were winter timings, and Munni said that don't give the money to landlord, just give up this farming, tenant farming, and be a hired laborer instead, so that you can live a peaceful life. Yes, but then Halku gave money back to landlord. This we know now. Yes, and he was just spending his night in the field. It was quite cold there, and along with Halku, who was there, his pet dog Jabra. Right? Let's see what happens in this story after that. Okay, so we covered till this place. Yes, they were feeling cozy. They were lying next to each other, and Halku was enjoying the companionship of the dog Jabra. Let's see now what is there next. I'll switch off my camera. Okay, now I'll just tilt the screen and I'll enlarge it. Here it goes now. What is mentioned here? Suddenly Jabra picked up the noise of some animal. The special intimacy with his master had produced a new alertness. Right? What happened now? This Jabra thought that there is some noise of some animal. Intimacy means intimacy means it means a strong relation. Yes, with his master had produced a new alertness in him that ignored the bit of the cold wind. That means he was alert despite of the cold, because he was close to his master and he wanted to just help out the master. So he was just feeling that I think some animal is there. Jabra was getting this feel. Springing up means jumping up. He ran out of the shelter and began to bark. He started barking. Halku whistled and called him several times, but Jabra did not listen to him. He went on barking. Halku just wanted him to get back to the cot again, but Jabra was not listening to him. He would come back for a moment, then dash off again. After several barks, he used to come down near to Halku for a moment, and then he used to go back again, and he again used to start barking. The sense of duty had taken possession of him. That means this Jabra was feeling that it's my duty to take care of this place and my master. Another hour passed. The cold increased. Yes, because the night was falling down and the cold was also increasing. Halku sat up and, bringing both knees tight against the chest, hid his face between them, but the cold was just as biting. Biting means it was very tough. The cold was going tough and tough. He was trying to just make himself feel warm. This is how we do when we are feeling very cold. We just hold ourselves very tightly, bring knees together, and we try to put our face between the knees. He was doing the same thing. It seemed as though all his blood has frozen like all the blood has been clotted. It's not flowing. He felt like that ice rather than blood filled his veins and arteries, you remember. So he felt like the blood has been clotted in the veins, and in place of blood, as though ice was there. Right? He leaned back to look at the skies. Why did he just lean back? Lean back means he just looked at the sky. What did he want to know? How much of the night was still left? He just want to know how much is the time I have to still sit in the field. Night was not even 3 hours gone. Even 3 hours have not passed till now. Only a stone's throw from Halku's field, there was a mango grove. Or a stone throw, a short distance. Okay, there was a mango grove. Grove is a place where a lot of trees are grown. And the leaves had begun to fall and they were lying in a heap. So he just observed that in a distance there is a mango grove and the leaves are falling down and they are getting collected in a form of a heap. Halku thought, if I go and ask a pile of leaves, I can lit a fire and keep myself warm. So he got the idea, let me get the leaves. These are dry leaves and I'll just lit a fire for myself. If anybody sees me gathering the leaves in the dead of the night, dead of the night means at this hour of night when nobody is there, they will think it is a ghost. If somebody watches me that, oh, somebody is collecting the leaves, they will feel it is he or she is a ghost. He ripped up means he just put them apart. Some stalks torn out. Ripping means torning out. He just broke down some stalks. Stalks are the stems, yes, stems of the plants from a nearby field. Make a broom out of them and picking up a lighted cow dung cake. What he did, he just picked up the the stalks. He made a broom by just tying them together and he just collected all the cow dung which was there. Went towards the grove. Jabra watched him coming and ran to him wagging his tail. Even Jabra followed him. Halku said, I couldn't stand it anymore, Jabra. Come along, let's go into the orchard where the trees were growing, and gather leaves to warm ourselves. When we are toasted means when we will feel warm, we will come back and sleep. The night's still far from over. It is still far that night will be over. There are a couple of more hours there. Jabra barked his agreement. Jabra barked just to show that I agree to you, master, and trotted on towards the orchard. Trotted means he walked. Okay. Under the trees, it was pitch dark, and in the darkness, the bitter wind blew. Bitter wind, the unpleasant wind. Pitch dark, very dark. Buffeting the leaves. Buffeting is the sound which is made when the leaves roll on the ground, dry leaves. And drops of dew dripped from the branches. So this was the scene. He was just collecting the leaves that time. It was quite dark, bitter cold, and leaves were moving, making some noise, and the dew drops were falling down. Jabra had found a bone lying somewhere and he was chewing on it. Halku began to gather the leaves. So Jabra was spending time chewing up a bone he found somewhere nearby, and Halku was gathering the leaves. In a little while he had a great heap, so he collected a lot of leaves. His hands were frozen because it was cold and he was doing work, so his hands got frozen. His bare feet numb. Bare feet means he was not wearing any footwear. Numb means when your nervous system is not working. When it does not work, at times when it does not work, how do you feel? As though that limb is not there. So because of cold, his feet became numb. But he would pile up a regular mountain of the dry leaves, and by making a fire, he would drive away the cold. He said, no, let it be. Let my hands be frozen, let my feet be numb, but I'm going to make a heap and keep myself warm. In a little while, the fire was burning merrily. Merrily means happily. It seems as the fire was burning very happily, means a huge fire was burning. The flames leapt upwards, moved upwards. Leapt means moved upwards, licking at the overhanging branches. As though licking means touching at the overhanging branches, the branches of the trees. In the flickering light, the immense trees of the grove looked as though they were carrying the vast darkness on their heads. Flickering light means the light of the flames. Immense trees, immense means huge. So the huge trees of the grove looked like as though they are carrying the darkness on the head, because wherever the flame was burning, at that place it was quite you can say brightness was there, but beyond that brightness there was all dark. So it looked as though those branches are carrying the darkness along with them. Halku sat before the fire and let it warm him. After a while, he took off his shawl and tucked it behind him. Then he spread out both feet as though challenging the cold to do it worst. He was just as the moment he was feeling warm, so he was just trying to getting relaxed. He was spreading now his limbs. Remember when he was feeling cold, he was just clutching his feet together, holding the knees tightly to his body. Yes, he was folding his body. Right now he was feeling warm, so he was just spreading out his feet as though he was challenging the cold. Let you do your worst, I am prepared. Victorious over the immense power of the winter, he could not repress his pride in triumph. Triumph means victory, when you win something. Yes, and pride means when you feel proud of something. Repress when you could not put control over yourself, when you just express it. Yes, he could not repress. So he was feeling victorious on the huge power of winter. Look, I have taken the victory over winter. Now this winter will not do anything for me. I am the winner. He was getting this feel. He said to Jabra, well, Jabra, you are not cold now. You're not cold now means your body is not cold. Are you? We should have thought of this plan before. Jabra wagged his tail. Again he said in agreement. The leaves were burned up. Darkness covered the orchard again. Because now there were no flames, but still there were ashes of few embers smoldered, and a gust of wind blew over them. Whenever the leftover is there of a flame and wind blows over them, can we say that they just get ignited again a little and they give you warmth? Same thing was happening with this man. They stirred up briefly and then flickered out again. Flickered out again means they just glow up. They just shine. Yes, with the wind that remains, you can say, of the flames were still giving the warmth to this man. Halku wrapped himself up in his shawl again and sat by the warm ashes, humming a tune. Now he was enjoying the place. The fire had warmed him through and felt drowsy, sleepy. So he started feeling a little sleepy. Jabra gave a loud bark and ran toward the field. Halku realized that it meant a pack of wild animals had probably broken into the field. Jabra felt somebody's there, started barking. So what did Halku thought? I think some wild animals have come down to my field. They might be wild cattle. He distinctly heard the noise of their moving around. Halku could hear the sound. Then it seemed to him they were grazing. He could hear the sound of nibbling. Nibbling is when you're chewing the grass. Yes? Or something with your teeth. Now he was hearing all the sound that the wild cattle would have arrived in the field. They are grazing, they are nibbling. He was hearing all the sounds. He thought, no, with Jabra around, no animal can get into field. Jabra, around, no animal can get into the field. He would rip it into shreds. Shreds means pieces. I must have been mistaken. Now there is no sound at all. I must have been mistaken, because he was not willing to leave that warm place. So he said, now the sound is not there. Yes? So I think I was mistaken. He shouted, Jabra, Jabra. Jabra went on barking. Jabra, because he knew there is a danger. Somebody has come down to field, so he kept barking. Again there was sound of munching and crunching. Munching and crunching of the plants. They were eating away the crops which are grown on the fields. He could not have been mistaken this time. It really hurt to think about getting up from where he was. So what was Halku feeling? That it is I'll get hurt if I leave this comfortable place. It was so comfortable there that it seemed intolerable to go to field in this cold and chase animals. So he didn't stir. Stir means move. He thought, I'm so comfortable in this warm place, I'm not going to move from this place. He only shouted at the top of his lungs, hello, hello, hello. So he was just, his inner voice was saying that just make a move, but he was not willing to move from that place. Jabra started barking again. There were animals eating his feet just when the crop was ready. What a fine crop it was. And these cursed animals were destroying it. These cursed animals were destroying it, means the animals which were there, they were just destroying the field. With a firm resolve, he got up and took a few steps. But suddenly a blast of icy wind pierced him like a sting of scorpion. So how was this wind behaving? The wind was behaving as though he is being got hurt by a scorpion. He's got a sting, pierced by a scorpion. That chilled was the wind. So he again went back to the same place where he lit the fire, sat by the extinguished fire and stirred up the ashes to warm his chilled body. Jabra was barking his lungs out. Barking his lungs out means he was barking very badly. Yes, the wild cattle were devastating, destroying his field, and Halku went on sitting peacefully near the warm ashes. His drowsiness held him motionless. He felt so drowsy that he was not willing to move also. Wrapped up in his shawl, he felt asleep on the warmed ground near the ashes. When he woke up in the morning, the sun was high and Muni was saying, "Do you think you're going to sleep all day? You came here and lit a fire. The whole field has been flattened." Flattened means the animals have eaten away. Everything has destroyed the field. Halku got up and said, "Then you have just come from the field." Halku said, "Oh, you're coming from field?" "Yes, it's all ruined and you should sleep like that," Muni said. Halku sought an excuse. He said, "I nearly died and just managed to get through the night. And you worry about crop?" Halku said, "I was dying because of that cold. And you are telling that we should worry about the crop. You are worrying about crop, not me. I had such a pain in my belly that I can't describe it." So he was just making an excuse. Then the two of them walked out to the edge of their land. He looked, the whole field has been trampled. Trampled, somebody has walked very badly and destroyed the crops. And Jabra was stretched out as though he were dead. They continued to stare at the ruined field. They all were looking very badly. Staring means when you continuously look at same place. Muni's face was shadowed with grief. Shadowed with grief means she was feeling very sad. But Halku was content. He was relieved. Why he was relieved? Let's see what he says. Muni said, "Now you have to hire yourself out to earn some money to pay off the rents and taxes." What did Muni say? Now nothing is left. So now you have to hire yourself to just pay off the rent and the taxes. With a contented smile, contented, satisfied smile, Halku said, "But I won't have to sleep nights out here in the cold." Why was he happy? Because now he don't have to bother about the fields. He don't have to sleep nights in that area, in that place, just keeping a watch on those fields. You don't have to do that thing anymore. So that was the story, children. Now along with this video, I have sent an assignment sheet to all of you. Do your work very neatly in your notebook. Okay? Any problems we'll discuss in our online class. Thank you everyone.